ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to W.M.S.T podcast episode number 79 and 80. It's going to be a giant episode. We're going to combine two episodes and we're just going to talk about a lot of topics that we missed from last week after our impromptu 1 week break. So let's get started. Joining me today is the man who always is reliable. He's the Orange Cassidy of the group. It's Cam. What up, Cam?
Hello.
Hello. All right, moving on to our next topic. Joining us in the middle of the podcast, finally, it's the editor-in-chief, Ziggler. What up, Ziggler?
Yo, what up?
What up? All right. It's actually a pretty big video because we got to talk about some interesting things that are coming on. Like, for example, that Mulan thing. We're going to talk about how ridiculous that $30 price tag is for this freaking movie. Yeah.
$30.
That's on top of your subscription for Disney Plus.
I mean, that's not even like a movie ticket costs less than that.
Yeah. I mean, some people were arguing, a family will like this because a family goes to a movie theater. It costs them like $60, I guess, with everybody's tickets. So I guess it's a steal for them.
I can buy a single ticket for less than $12.
Yeah.
Matinee.
I would just tell people to spend those $30 on classic 4K versions of good movies rather than Disney garbage.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need the remakes anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Do y'all think they're going to do the same with Black Widow?
Hold
Put it on Disney Plus.
It's like there's a high chance that might happen.
Yeah.
If the Mulan thing is a success.
I heard they started filming again. The Shang-Chi is it
the Shang-Chi and the whatever.
Yeah.
6 thingies. Yeah.
They resumed filming like a month ago, I think.
Yeah, I saw the set photos. Looked pretty good. That's good that they're, and I think the Disney shows are back. The MCU shows.
Yeah.
They're also back in production, I think.
Yeah. They still need to film a few more scenes of Wanda and Vision.
Yeah, and I think they're almost done filming Falcon. Yeah.
Yeah, Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah, that was actually, wasn't that supposed to come out in like December of 2020 or something like that? Now it's like,
I'm not sure. Yeah, one was supposed to come out late this year.
Yeah, now it's gonna probably come out like middle of next year or something like that.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier was supposed to come out in fall. WandaVision spring 2021, and Loki spring 2021.
Damn. So and
Hawkeye fall 2021.
So basically, take everything and move it like 1 year because of the stoppage. Yeah, kind of sucks for them because they need content on Disney Plus. But you're not gonna make me feel bad for Disney at all.
Didn't they already film Mandalorian too?
Mandalorian's gonna come out in October no matter what. Like they're done.
Because they already filmed it, right?
Yeah, I believe they filmed everything before the shutdown, so they got everything they needed.
Yeah.
So we'll have Mandalorian for sure.
I haven't even finished the first season.
For real?
No, I watched like the first 2 episodes and then I didn't want to pay the money, so I just got out of it.
Oh,
I got like a 7-day trial.
Yeah, I'm actually using my friend's membership, and he doesn't care. Like, he has like 5-6 people on his membership. All the friends are there, and we're just sharing the account.
I mean, there's nothing really on there.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of old Disney movies.
Yeah.
Like I randomly watched like Remember the Titans. Like that was one of my favorite sports movies. I watched that like a month or 2 ago. Like they just have some like classic Disney stuff. I don't know. It's like it's like a very kid friendly streaming service.
Yeah. That's why I don't like it, because like it doesn't have like any like rated R stuff, or like Netflix or Hulu.
Yeah.
Like it's all like kid stuff, and Star Wars is there, and Marvel. They don't even have all the MCU movies there.
Yeah, that's true. Because the MCU movies are like everywhere.
Yeah, but
Other
yeah,
streams.
I think it would just be a waste of money for me because I would never watch anything on it. There's nothing there that interests me.
Yeah, I mean, it depends.
Outside of like cartoons, and that would be it.
Yeah, true. It depends on how big of a Star Wars fan you are. If you're considering getting Disney Plus for season 2.
Well, here's this though. Disney made me dislike Star Wars so much.
True.
I mean, I used to love it, and then I saw Last Jedi, then I saw Solo, and then I saw Rise of Skywalker, and they just killed it for me.
Yeah, Disney killed Star Wars. Nobody cares about it anymore.
Goddamn Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, and because of the pandemic, Star Wars movies might not even be released for the next 5-6 years now.
Good. They need a break anyways.
Yeah, they need a break
They
anyways.
need to regroup, get some good writers. People know what they're doing.
Remember when I said Star Wars should take a break for the next 10 years? Hound was so offended. He was like, there is no way Disney will do this. I remember.
Look, they're doing good with The Mandalorian, I hear. So.
Oh, yeah. I think Mandalorian's probably the best thing they've done since Force Awakens, probably.
Yeah, so if they keep that up with season 2, then I think they're going to be good. But just lay off with the Star Wars movie for a good few
lay
years.
off on companies should lay off a lot of stuff for a while.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of stuff is way overexposed.
Except MCU, though. MCU, I want more of that shit. I can't get enough MCU.
I mean, I think MCU has had a long enough break. I mean, do you consider... Because some people don't really consider the Spider-Man movies like in the MCU. Like they're like MCU light. Because it's done by Sony. Like a proper Marvel studio movie.
Well, Spider-Man Far From Home was a heavy MCU movie.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling people. But a proper Marvel studio movie hasn't come out since April 2019, and we probably won't get one probably till November. Because there's like a good chance theaters are open by November anyways.
But everything surrounding the Spider-Man Far From Home is MCU. Tony's death, Mysterio. I mean, that's all MCU. Like, you can't...
Yeah. I guess they just say, like, it's a different studio, so, like, it feels different, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it's not... Well, they have an agreement. It's not like it's MCU and Sony working together. It's not just Sony.
Remember for like 2 months, Spider-Man was out of the MCU.
Yeah. Oh my, that was the worst thing ever.
Oh man. See, that's the thing, that Disney has the power to like just be like, after the deal ends, they can be like, you know what? We got this. We'll just take it from here. It's funny shit.
And Sony will not let go of Spider-Man, though. That's all they got.
Dude.
They're not going to sell Spider-Man.
Dude, Spider-Man is like the only thing they make money off of. Like,
I know. That's why they're not going to sell it to Disney.
Yeah. Their CEO of like their movie department, I forgot his name, like something Roth something. He was the guy who was like, Deadpool would never work as a movie because he used to work for Fox, and he got fired after like I think in 2015, like before the release of Deadpool, he got fired because the Deadpool footage leaked and people were like, oh my god, I want to see this movie. But he was like, nah, there's no way this movie works. And it ended up like making bank 2 times.
Yeah, I don't know why it won't work. I mean, why did people think it wasn't gonna work? That's why I don't get.
Well, by people you mean the guy who runs Sony now. He's one of the worst executives. Like he like basically doesn't greenlit anything that's good. Like apparently he's had so many projects that went to other studios that turned out to be like good franchises. Right. So let's finish up this episode. I want to talk just a little bit. I don't want to spend too much time on this as it's nothing to really talk about. But Comic-Con at home was 2 weeks ago, and so was the Justice Con, which we talked about 2 weeks ago. And let me tell you something, man. Justice Con outperformed Comic-Con at home. Think about that. Freaking Comic-Con didn't do as well as a con that was only for one movie. Literally, their highest video from Comic-Con was one video that got 50,000, and literally the Black Suit Superman video has now over 500,000 views. I think the last time I checked. Like, if you think about that, that's pretty crazy, and that just shows people people are so hyped for Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I literally just remembered Zack Snyder actually released a low resolution shot of the new Steppenwolf design. It looks so awesome, even in low res, and I cannot wait to see what it looks like in high resolution. So a really quick update about Justice Con there. Let's talk about the topic that I really wanted to talk about with you guys this week. Now, all of us here love going to movies. We love that experience, and movies tend to be in theaters for 2 months at the very least, 3 months sometimes. They have a pretty long run in the theaters. But because of the pandemic and everything that's going on, movie theaters obviously are strapped for cash. They need movies to release, and Tenet is playing chicken with their release date, and that's causing them a lot of trouble. And I mean, there was no summer movie cash this year, which is pretty devastating if you think about it for movie theaters. So in came Universal. So they made a deal with AMC. So when they release their future movies to AMC, this is how the movie's lifespan is going to be in theaters. So the movie is going to be like whatever movie the Universal releases is going to be in AMC for 17 days. And I'm pretty sure this deal will be done for other movie theater chains as well. 17 days in theater. And then after 17 days, it goes to video on demand where people can buy it for $25 like they've been able to, or they can rent it for $20 for 48 hours. So a lot of people had very different reactions to this news. Some thinking that this is more consumer friendly, as not everybody likes to go to theaters, I guess, and since the pandemic is still a thing, people might be afraid to go to the theater. So making the theatrical run shorter will allow the movie to be monetized quicker when they put it on video on demand sooner than the 40 days they usually take, or 40 or 50 days they usually take between theatrical run and then video on demand Blu-ray release. But other people think this is a really bad thing for the movie industry because 17 days, that's 3 weekends. I mean, movie theaters, the studios make most of their money within those 3 weekends. So that's, in some cases, that's good for the movie theaters, the movie studios, but it's kind of bad for the theaters because, as you guys know, the longer a movie plays in theaters, the more money the movie theaters make from that movie. So, for example, I'm just going to use the example of a Star Wars movie. The first 3 weekends of a Star Wars movie, the money they make goes to the studio because there's a 60-40 split between studio and movie theaters. But for let's say Star Wars is playing in theaters for after 8, 10, or 11 weeks. That when the movie's playing at its end of its theatrical run, that's when movie theaters make the most money from that movie. So I mean, this still puts movie theaters at a lot of pressure because this might make their profits shrink since the theatrical run is so small now. I mean, it is something, but it's not as much as it used to be now. And I don't know. It's weird to think about, like, and here's what I was thinking, like, you know how we like to look at numbers, like, oh, the movie made this much money during its entire theatrical run. I wonder if movie studios will now release the numbers of the, you know, video on demand numbers. So, like, let's say a movie makes $300 million in its theatrical run, and then movie studios can release the numbers for the first weekend of the purchase and rental money they made from the movie. I mean, it's an interesting way of releasing movies, and I think other studios are going to be forced to make a similar deal. So, let's get you guys' thoughts on it. Ziggler, what do you think about this deal Universal made with AMC and its impact on the industry?
I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of VOD. Like, I miss movie theaters so much. I just miss it, and it's definitely gonna make a big impact. And I'm afraid that after this pandemic, movie theaters are not gonna be around anymore because of this VOD shit, and that worries me. Some movies are meant for movie theaters, Like, imagine seeing Tenet on, like, a 30-inch screen. Like, that'd be awful. 30 feet, You gotta have, like, that's like an IMAX movie, man. And, I don't know, I don't have a lot to say about this topic, but I'm not a big fan of VOD, so I don't like it.
Do you think it's good in some ways? Like, let's say you see a movie in theaters during the first 3 weekends, and maybe you want to purchase it right away. Do you think it's a good move in that sense, or do you think?
Well,
What do you think?
I don't purchase movies like on like VOD. I like to collect the Blu-rays and 4K. So it doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, I think the deal never mentioned the fact that Blu-rays and 4Ks are going to be released. So I think maybe those will be released at the normal time. Like, you know how they're released, like, I don't know, like 50, 60 days after a movie
Yeah.
releases. So maybe that's how they'll still do it.
Yeah, hopefully, but yeah.
Yeah. And Cam, your thoughts on this deal?
A part of me just wants movie theaters to be back, but a lot of people won't be going to theaters because of COVID. Ever since it started, it pretty much threw a wrench into a lot of things. Like a movie theaters, like going to restaurants, like a lot of stuff. And it pretty much forces everyone to buy things on demand and go to streaming services. It just feels like if the pandemic goes on for another year or for longer, movie theaters might just be passe. And even after the pandemic is settled, that is, if we actually get through this sooner rather than later, people are still going to be scared to go to movie theaters. Like, I'm hoping that we can be out. I keep hoping we can be out. I keep saying this for like I'm not realizing that I've been saying this for several months now. I hope we can get out of this by insert early month here, but due to our own incompetence, we're not going to be out of this shit anytime soon. So with this video on demand stuff, it's pretty much going to be the standard until something changes.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be the standard until, people can get back to normal. And yeah, it's going to be a long road for movie theaters to recover and get back to the days when movies would play so long in theaters that they would end up making $1-2 billion. So it's definitely going to change the industry for sure. And speaking of changing the industry, Disney announced a pretty big news if you're into the release of Mulan, that Mulan will in fact be released not in theaters but on Disney Plus. But it's not included with your subscription. You will have to pay $30 on top of being a Disney Plus subscriber to watch this movie. Now, personally speaking, I wasn't gonna watch Mulan either way if it was released in theaters. It's just not the kind of movie that I watch because I don't really like watching Disney movies except MCU movies. And honestly, this isn't for me. I understand that, but it's pretty. Let's be honest here. It's kind of ridiculous to pay $30 on top of your subscription. So Disney Plus, I believe, costs $7 a month. So that's $37 to own one movie. I mean, it better be the greatest movie of all time, directed by one the great directors like Martin Scorsese or Quentin Tarantino, for me to pay that much money to own that movie. I better get a 4K steel book with autographs and memorabilia if I'm gonna pay that much money for a single movie. I mean, this is ridiculous, to be honest, and I'm interested in seeing if this actually works out. I have a feeling that Disney doesn't know when it can actually release Mulan, so they're like, you know what? Let's just experiment with this. Anybody who's excited for this movie, I think Disney's thinking, you know what? They might put down $30 and they will watch it because Disney's target audience is families, and families spend so much money when they go out to watch movies. So in a way, it's a steal for them, I guess. They won't have to spend like $60-$70 on tickets, popcorn, and stuff like that. They'll just watch it for $30 in their homes, I guess. I'm gonna be very interested in seeing if this works out for Disney, because if this works out and movie theaters aren't open by November, we might see Black Widow going down the same path, which is crazy if you think about it. Paying for an MCU movie to watch at home, I mean, that's gonna be pretty freaking crazy, even more crazier than Mulan, which I personally don't care about, but I know there are people, I guess, who are excited about it. I don't know those people, but to each their own. And Ziggler, your thoughts on this news about Mulan?
Yeah, Mulan, the original, was one of the greatest Disney animation movies of all time. It was just amazing for its time, and the lead being a female in the war, it was great to see that. Now, with that being said, Lion King 2 was one of the greatest Disney films ever, and you know, last year they had that awful live action remake. They keep on making stupid ass remakes, and these live action remakes have not been good. Name one live action remake that Disney made that is even good. Just name one. You can't, because none of their live action remakes are good. And I don't know why they keep on trying to remake every other movie, because just stick to the fucking the animation is just so perfect, and you just don't care about it. You just want to do this shit instead. It makes no sense to me. Well, yeah, okay, it makes sense to me because they like money, so there's that. But like you, Syed, I was never gonna see this because I watched like I watched one like live action remake, and I was like, okay, I am never gonna see another live action remake on a Disney classic again. And the fact that they're charging $30 for this, when I can just easily go onto a matinee and pay $9 to see this below average film, is stupid as hell. So yeah, they're just yeah. It would be one thing if it was like $10, but $30, come on.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly, and I don't even care about Disney, to be honest. And I kind of hope this doesn't work out, because I don't like Disney making these kind of movies, and yeah, just screw Disney in general. But yeah, anyways.
Yeah, they gotta stop their live action remakes, dude. They crossed the line with Lion King. They made Lion King awful.
Yeah, and you know
They
what's
crossed the
ridiculous?
line with Cinderella.
Oh my god, dude. These movies make money. It makes me sick to my
Well, yeah,
stomach. Like,
that's the only reason they're doing it because it's awful. I hate it.
it's so
Like,
awful, but general public will just shell out money for Disney. It's ridiculous. You guys need to.
Is Eddie Murphy playing Mushu in the new one? 'Cause if he's not, then
I would not
because
know.
Mushu was like one of the best parts of the original Mulan. Eddie Murphy.
I mean, if Eddie Murphy was part of Mulan, it would be a bigger deal, and
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's not. So, yeah, there's that. Oh yeah, that's another thing, by the way. They changed the voice actors, even if the voice actors are available from the original movie, and it throws everything off. Let's just be honest here. Disney generally is just throwing me off because of their business practices, which is like a whole other video. But yeah, screw Disney, whatever.
Yeah, like these live action remakes are just cash grabs.
Yeah, cash grabs.
There's no passion in it.
Yeah.
There's directors just want to go in and out and just collect your paycheck.
Yeah, like it's literally produced by Disney. Like a director will come in. Like if I told you that Aladdin was made by Guy Ritchie.
Oh yeah, Aladdin is another one. I forgot about that.
There is like if you watch that movie, you wouldn't know that it was actually made by Guy Ritchie. Like Guy Ritchie movie is way different than what Aladdin was.
What they did to Genie was awful in the remake.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch it, but I saw the trailer. I was like, oh my god. Like, how could you replace Robin Williams like that? Just don't remake it.
Yeah.
Like, why would you?
And that movie made like $1 billion. Did it make $1 billion? It made something close to $1 billion. See, that's the thing I'm talking about. It made close to $1 billion. That sucks. Yeah. That movie should not make any money.
Because these stupid parents want to take their stupid kids to go see it.
Yeah, I know, man.
Just watch the originals. The originals are far better. But Disney is like, oh, but we got new technology. Nobody wants to watch cartoons anymore.
Fuck your new technology. Just watch the original.
The cartoon Lion King is miles better than the one last year.
That's what I told people. Like, don't watch the new Lion King.
Just re-release them.
Yeah, like
they already re-released Lion King in 3D like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
I saw it. It was awesome. If you're
that desperate, just re-release the bullshit and like enhanced graphics, remastered bullshit.
4K.
We don't need no stinking remakes.
Honestly.
They're just like badges. We don't need that shit.
I know. So true. And Cam, what was your reaction when you heard that $30 price tag for Mulan?
How is it that streaming service prices for like a streaming service, any streaming service out there is cheaper than this? How is it that like movie tickets were already expensive enough, popcorn was expensive enough? How is it that that's cheaper than one movie? And even that is just a subpar remake of a movie that I probably saw when I was like 7 years old in elementary school. This has been a problem for years with Disney. We don't need much like badges, we don't need no stinking live action remakes. The originals are better. If you're just going to remaster them with remaster them, that's perfectly fine. You don't need to copy and paste them and just make it a real movie. Well, with real actors and actresses.
And then they add extra scenes to make it longer. They add pointless scenes to make the movie longer because the cartoons are quote unquote too short.
Like, I know you need money, and like you're a multi-billion-dollar franchise.
Disney does not need money. They're just greedy as fuck.
You don't need money now. You're just You're literally Scrooge McDuck. You don't need more money.
Bro, that's the perfect analogy.
They just need to come up with some original shit. It's not that hard. People do it all the time. Just come up with some original shit. You're Disney. You're Pixar, dude. You can do this. We believe in you. Just stop remaking classics.
Like, is this worse than those straight-to-DVD sequels?
Yes,
Like, we didn't need a
really
remake of
is.
Lion King, and we didn't need Lion King 2.5. And why are there fireworks going
We
off in August?
we didn't need Dumbo directed by Tim Burton.
And oh, by the way, that flopped. I was happy when that flopped.
It did good.
Yep.
Hallelujah.
Fuck you,
Yeah,
Tim Burton.
that's like one of the few like Disney live action remakes that flopped. But more of these need to flop, man. Like these movies should not be
Yeah.
making any money. Like it's ridiculous.
It's sad that like that's making like $1 billion plus, and like some original movies are not making that much. Like that's
This is the move. If I could use a music analogy, this is the music equivalent of Megadeth remasters.
what's that? I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta explain that analogy.
To explain, the original Megadeth albums came out, and vocalist Dave Mustaine wanted to remaster these albums. And like, for example, the 1990 album Rest in Peace is one of the band's greatest albums. He remastered the thing with like different drums and with bigger drums, bigger guitars, and ended up losing one of the takes for some songs, so he had to remake. So he had to remake it with some with new vocals, and for some, that remaster of Rest in Peace is pretty much ruined. It's like, it's pointless. Why do I need a remaster when the original is so good? Like, that's an example of it.
Yeah, that analogy actually totally makes sense because Disney's trying to remake these movies first of all, and they're trying to like put their own like modern spin on it, which makes these movies even worse than they already are.
Yeah, it's just awful what they're doing. Someone up high needs to tell them to stop it. Please.
You know what?
Stop
Maybe theater shutting down was karma for Disney making live action movies and people paying to watch it. Maybe we're paying for everybody's sins of watching Disney trash movies.
Look, I like Disney and all. Okay, they have really good animation movies. They have awesome MCU. Their Star Wars is kind of
Hit and miss.
Yeah, hit and miss pretty much. But I draw the line at remakes. I draw the line at remaking classic movies like The Lion King and Aladdin and Mulan. Like, there's just lines you don't cross. You don't do this, dude.
Like just
Even though you want to show off your modern technology, we get it, okay? Just, we don't care.
Didn't they make movies based off of their amusement park rides? Like, I remember they made a movie for like Tomorrowland or something.
Oh, yeah, that.
Like, do something like that. It's not original. Like, I'll take a Small World over an Aladdin remake.
And then they do another one where, I'm not sure. They did another one, like A Wrinkle in Time, was it?
Yeah, actually, the thing is, Disney is capable. They have probably access to some of the best directors and actors in the world. Like, guys can make original stuff. Like, yeah, of course, like The Lion King and Mulan, like the animated stuff wasn't like original. Like it was, adapted source material. But when those animated movies were made, they had actual directors who had, a vision for the movie. They had actual plannings as to how they wanted to show off to the audience the technical prowess and stuff like that. Like now, these movies, their sole purpose is to be quick cash grabs. That's it. Like
and the directors have no say. Disney just says, "Hey, do this my way, or you're fired."
There is no artistic integrity whatsoever. It's just a corporation going, you remember Lion King? How about we remake that? Yeah, that's gonna definitely sell a lot of tickets.
There's no passion behind this movie. Like you can just see it. It's like no one gave a shit about this movie. It just wanted cash.
Yeah, I'm glad we're talking about this because I've been very sick of Disney's cash grabby ways, and I guess everything that's happening right now with the pandemic, I think it is karma for what they did to the movie industry with their garbage remakes and unoriginal stories.
People were more critical about companies doing scummy stuff like this, then a lot of people would just take their money elsewhere. But of course, there's still going to be people that are going to take their money and give it to them because, hey, they're loyal to them and they'll drink the Kool-Aid and yada yada yada. But you have to realize at one point in your life, you have to realize, why are they doing this? You have to be critical to them. Like, you're not a fan of something unless you're critical towards them.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference being with like being a movie fan versus being a Disney stan in a way. Like, you don't need to show your loyalty to Disney by watching every single movie, taking your family to watch every single movie. Like, that's not how this works. How this works is you analyze the movies critically in like the most objective way possible. And hey, if subjectively speaking, you enjoy watching these movies, more power to you. I'm not gonna tell you how to spend your money, but think about movies that are out there other than Disney movies. There are so many movies, objectively speaking, way better than the garbage Disney regurgitates every time they need a quick cash grab. So I feel like people need to be like, listen, let's go out with the family and watch a movie made by a director like Martin Scorsese or Quentin Tarantino, and instead of giving money to a greedy corporation like Disney, how about we give it to somebody who's put time and effort into the script, has great actors, great acting, great writing. That's all I'm saying.
The Lion King made $1.7 billion in the box office worldwide.
God damn it! Are you serious?
And Once Upon a Time made 300,000.
Oh my god!
I mean, 300. You mean 300 million?
300 million.
Oh, 300 million. My bad.
Yeah, and guess what? The movie only costed like 75 million, so like they ended up turning profit. But still, that movie should have been way more money. More people should have seen that.
Like, it's because it's recognizable and they get recognizable people to do the lines and stuff. That's pretty much the reason why it's so over.
They just gotta stop with these live action, man. I mean, they're just ruining my childhood right now. I can't take it.
Yeah, and it's interesting it will be interesting to see if Mulan makes any kind of money with this new release strategy. I'm gonna be hope it doesn't. Yeah, I'm gonna be hoping they don't make any money, but we'll see what happens with this. This can determine if we see Black Widow. We might, if this succeeds, we might see Black Widow just like this. Who knows?
I hope they open up theaters because I'll wear a mask. I don't give a fuck. Like, I just want to see movies in theaters again.
Same.
That's all I want.
And with that, we're gonna wrap this week's episode of W.M.S.T podcast. Thank you to everybody who listened in to this week's episode. It was a 1 week layoff and we came back strong, had great conversations. So please subscribe, share the audio links, and that's pretty much it for us. And Cam, any final word?
Stream Chromatica by Lady Gaga.
Sounds good. And Ziggler, any final words?
Badges? We don't need those ticking badges.
And with that, we're out. Peace.
Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed that video and make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And click on the channel to check out some more awesome videos like our movie and wrestling debates and our interviews with people like the Wrestling Classic and Jordan Jomo from the IGWC. And we are definitely looking into delivering you all some more content in the near future, so definitely be on the lookout for that. And thank you for your support.